All right. Puck drops here in Lakeville today. Westonka taking on White Bear Lake. Cool jerseys. They're black and orange. Sharp. Callahan along the boards. Jousting with the White Bear Lake player. Bodie into the corner. These are standard game here, standard game time, period times as regular games. 17 minutes. Here comes Kohler, working it in, getting it deep. Center, Callahan out front, puts the shot on net. Yeah, the two Butlers on top. Seeing kind of what's, shot out from the point. Moline had it go under her stick there, trying to get it deep. White Bear having a little hard time getting out of the zone. Moline working through traffic. Off her stick, Butler crashes down, trying to hang it up here. Oh, here comes White Bear. Then we're going to have to drop back here. Butler in good defensive position, makes a good move. Good physical play by Butler, not letting that White Bear player get much of a shot off. There's a shot deflected. Hawks able to backhand that out of there. I think that was, who was that? That was Harmer coming in. Harmer's going to ice it. And we'll reset with 15 minutes here left in the first. Caitlin Johnson taking this face-off. Omen looking up ice. Tipped aside by Grillo. That puck comes in deep. Up to the point. Omen scoops it back into the zone. Hits Grillo. Grillo pushes it into the corner. Bodie pressing it down. It's a good play by Bodie. Caitlin Johnson trying to hold the line. She does. Works through the circle. She's going to fire one in. Scores! Caitlin Johnson working it into the circle. Nice shot by Caitlin Johnson, getting the Whitehawks up one here with 14:34 left. She went upper on that goalie there, upper left shoulder. For the Hawks. Pushing one up on the board. Butler and Neighbor now on D. Brooke Hendricks, Caitlin Johnson, and Grillo on this line.
Johnson from Bodie and Hendricks for the Whitehawks after that goal, 2:26.
Good shot. Very wide by White Bear. Butler up the sidewall. Brooke Hendricks. Battles. Hawks Butler muscling that player up through the blue line, but they're able to get it in deep. Neighbor working the wall. Chips it up to Grillo. Grillo trying to get it out. She has a little bit of a trouble. She gets knocked down. Puck does come out. Hawks will change. Looks like most everybody. Here comes Sturgis, Kohler, and Callahan. Along with Omen and Butler out on D. Sturgis chipping it ahead. Callahan scoops that up. Can you scoop a puck up? I guess. Here comes Omen. Omen working it in. That's Kohler sliding down deep. Back to Sturgis. Sturgis tried to center it. Couldn't. Shot by Kohler. Point blank range. Kohler ripped one. Pad save there by the goalie. Omen looking up ice. Omen puts the brakes on. Fires one up to Sturgis. Sturgis trying to chip it ahead to Kohler. Puck's going to come in back in the zone. Butler, nice pass to Callahan, streaking down the middle. Unable to connect and keep possession. Here comes the 2-1 on the other way. Shot save. Here comes Kohler. Hawks on the attack here. Kohler to Callahan. Callahan working it in. Walls off the player. They're offsides, but they don't call it. That looked offsides to me. But Omen trying to hold it. Bounces over her stick. Here comes Bodie. Bodie finds Dahl. Dahl off the board. And White Bear will try to get it deep. Bodie goes over to Omen. Omen up on her backhand. Fires one over to Dahl. Dahl working it in. Dahl. Nice skating move. Harmer out in front. That was a nice edge work by Dahl. Love what she did there. She dug in, pointing her skate right towards the goalie, getting a nice line. Harmer out in front tried to backhand one in, and they made the save, so we'll have a face-off. White Bear hits the skate of Moline. Harmer in the corner. Like to see the physical play by the Hawks. Bodie, knee neighbor, being up. There's a shot, save, and a score. That didn't look like it had much potential there, but a backhand and a rebound and a shot and a score. So Hawks will have to tighten it back up here. Back to Butler. Allie Butler looking up ice. Allie Butler pushing up. Keeps it into the corner. It's going to come in deep. That's icing. Oh, icing waved off. It's going to not get deep as fast as I thought. Hendricks trying to hit Johnson. Good stick by Butler. Here comes a shot. Tipped up. Piked it. Oh, that puck got tipped up a stick. Fluttered in. And caught a break there with the post. That clean, or actually hit the crossbar. Here comes Emma Butler. Emma Butler working up ice. Emma backhands one up to Omen. Omen chips it in. Omen will back off. Check around. Wait for her forwards to come in. Callahan on the attack. Bunch of Hawks there on the attack. 3 of them. Farmer goes up to Omen. Omen back to Callahan. Callahan off her stick. Omen trying to hold that. She'll back off. Assess a few things. Bodie. Omen goes hard to Kohler. Kohler firing it in. See if the Hawks can go on the attack here and get a shot. Sturgis behind the net trying to hit Kohler. Omen's got a shot from the point. Fires one. Up and over the net. Good shot, Omen. Just didn't hit the net. Actually, that got tipped. Omen again. She'll look around. She'll fire one in. Shot save. Hawks attacking. Up to Kohler. Kohler fires one in. Shot. That goes wide. Omen's trying to retreat that. She does. Omen backs up. Throws it in behind the net. Kohler gets tied up. Sturgis has to go out. White Bear weakly up the board. Here comes Callahan. Callahan over to Omen. Moline gets tripped up. Moline drawing a penalty. So Moline gets tripped. Found a stick in her legs. So 9:35 here left in the first. Hawks will roll out their power play. Here comes Farmer and Butler. Kohler will stay out. Callahan will stay out. Omen stays out. See if the Hawks can bury one here. They've had a lot of pressure in the last couple minutes. Bunch of shots flying in. And we got a whistle for some reason. Oh, they're just putting up a penalty. Hawks can't control that face-off. Puck kind of weakly went in front of the net. Omen looks over. She finds Kohler. Kohler back to Butler. Butler spaces out. Omen finds Callahan. Omen goes back towards, cycles through. Omen working back to Kohler, or Callahan back to Kohler. Kohler gets spun around, loses the puck. Puck's going to come out. Oman looking up ice. Pulls it back. Goes up to Callahan. Callahan turns it over. And we'll have a face-off. That group had been out there for a little while, so Hawks will change some things up here a little bit. Sturgis taking this face off. Hawks trying to take advantage. Knee Neighbor pulls that out of there. Good job by Knee Neighbor. White Bear had Butler gets it knocked off her stick. Hawks trying to have a hard time. Knee Neighbor working it up. Knee Neighbor gets bottled up, loses the puck on the entry, and they check it back down. .39 seconds left here in this power play. Up to Sturgis. Sturgis goes around one White Bear player. Butler looking over to Bodie. Bodie. Here comes Oman. Oman assessing. Goes back to Bodie. Bodie goes cross ice. Puck's going to come out. Oman looking up ice. It's Butler. Butler spins it back. Grillo working it in. White Bear now full strength. Grillo gets pinned up in the boards. Hawks trying to hold the line. They can't. Puck does come out. Johnson, she'll race into the corner. Puck's going to come back around the sidewall. Oman's going to try to hold that. She does. It's going to come all the way back around. And out. That'll be a nice. White Bear will retreat. Callahan on the attack. Oman surveys. Tries to hit Kohler. Oman will pull that back down. Puts the brakes on. Goes back up the wall to Sturgis. Sturgis had it go off her skate. Callahan pressuring along with Sturgis on top. Oman chips it back to Butler. Butler looking up ice. She flicks one over to Sturgis. Puck's going to come on deep. Callahan racing after it. Callahan can't quite get there. It's a half a step behind, but able to pull it back, get possession of it for a second. Kohler and then Callahan on the attack. Sturgis out. Knee Neighbor down low, kind of circling. Bodie comes a little bit deeper. Moline now. Knee Neighbor can't hold the line. Puck comes out. Looking at Kohler. Kohler, she dives in, tries to go past one White Bear player. Knee Neighbor kicks it back to Bodie in short range. Good hustle by Bodie. Here comes Harmer. Harmer off the wall, and they get it in. Oh, I don't know what happened there. It hit a Hawks player exiting. Dahl in pursuit. Harmer in pursuit. White Bear makes a bit of a dig move there, and Grillo ices it. with 4:58 here left in the first. 1-1. Hendricks working it in. Oh, Johnson goes down. A little bit hard, but she gets back up. Back to Butler. Butler to Butler. Shot fluttered in. Hit a stick. Relo. Nice pass, Relo. Back out to the D. I love the D to D. Looking back out to your D partners for opportunities. Butler. Emma can't hold it. Puck did come out. Hawks got to retreat here. Butler. Ooh, a little bit of behind the back move. Ooh, fancy. Nice cross ice pass shot. Cavell. Seeing that one clear. Snags that one out of the air. Callahan taking that face off. Yeah, it was like Callahan taking that one. Here comes Kohler. Bowman will back up. Callahan trying to dig it out. Kohler. Callahan pulls it back. Callahan weaving through traffic. Tried to hit Kohler. Kohler hits Sturgis. Sturgis floats one in. Callahan now pulling that back out. Working through traffic. It's Kohler. Kohler works in for a shot. Kohler backhands. Defended well there by, I think the White Bear goalie got in the way of that. Omen and Bodie both lurking. White Bear players are really stuffed in deep, leaving our points open. Bodie not seeing Omen on the back. So Sturgis fires one in. Omen's going to go in deep. She's looking in the middle, puts the brakes on. Omen floats it back up to Sturgis. Sturgis over to Bodie. Bodie's going to fire that one in. Shot, hit a player out front. Bodie will get it deep. Sturgis off for a change. Omen elects not to pinch down and will ice it. Icing waved off. Okay. I don't know. Omen up the ice, moves forward. Here comes Omen working it in. Fires one in. That gets deflected. Moline. Omen and Moline in deep. Omen working behind the net. Puck comes out in front of the net. No forward there. Good D by Tonka on that exit. Tonka, West Tonka, that is. Sometimes I get confused. My 14-year-old plays for Tonka. And they're super close in name, and that puck goes out of play. So sometimes I get that mixed up. 2:24 here left in the first. 1-1. Moline had one on her stick. She fired it, and the puck dribbled off her stick. Moline out front, or out in the side, tried to get one into the center. Couldn't. Moline's pinching down. Active shift for her. Knee neighbor trying to hit Harmer. Harmer floating ahead, aggressively into the zone. Has Dahl out front. Dahl flips aside. Harmer battling behind the net. Hawks with 3 shots on goal. That seems a little light. No icing. Tipped away. Butler up the ice to Dahl. Dahl can't handle that puck off the boards. Butler trying to get it deep. Spins back around. Knee neighbor's got to hustle back. She'll pull it down. She knocked off her stick. White Bear player number 5 is pretty good. He's had some good moves. Here comes White Bear attacking. A lot of traffic in front of Cavell there. There's a shot that goes very high over the net. Hit off the glass. Penalty coming up on the Hawks. We'll have to kill one off the pipe again for White Bear. There's a shot. Cavell sees that one through. Butler hit the deck in front. Hooking coming up on the Hawks. We'll see who goes to the box. New neighbor going in for hooking. Kohler, Butler, Callahan, and Oman. Let's get a shorty here. I feel like they're... What's going on here? Oman getting in trouble for going into the circle, along with the other White Bear player, not just her. Callahan. Puck comes back in deep here. Emma Butler. Puck on her stick. Rip it out of there, Emma. Here comes Kohler. Kohler working it in. Tries to drag, spin around. She loses an edge. Callahan pestering on top. White Bear trying to get it in. They do. Nice job by Butler. Knocking. There comes Kohler again. Kohler bashing it down the ice on net. .14 seconds left here in the first period. Ooh, Harmer with a chance. That gets knocked off her stick. Kohler, Callahan there. I'm not Kohler, but Harmer anyway. And that'll wrap it up. We'll be back. Okay, we're going to have an in-period interview with Will Butler. Move over here, Will. There he is, Will Butler. He's our hockey expert. I'm going to ask him a question. Hopefully you can hear me. So, Will, how is it having two sisters play?
Having two sisters can be tough. It's because they always want to shoot on me, but they have the hardest shots in the world, and they're scary. Whenever I say something wrong, they come and beat me up.
All right, there's Will giving a first-hand take. So who has the harder shot, Allie or Emma?
It's hard to tell. Emma's a little bigger, Allie's a little taller. I can't really say.
Which one tries to shoot at your? Does anyone try to shoot at your head?
Emma, 100%.
Oh, so probably Allie is the nicest. Allie got the better Christmas gift then from you, right?
They both got the same, but I mean, they're both nice, but Emma just gets annoyed by me, so that's why they shoot at my face.
All right, well, move on from that. So that was Will. So Will, what age are you playing this year?
PEA.
How's that going?
It's going good. My team has not been winning the most games, but as a goalie, I've been playing really well.
That's awesome. Does it help with your sister shooting on you?
Sometimes.
All right, we'll stay away from that question. Has your dad built the rink on the ice yet?
He lives there. There's like two neighborhoods, and he lives. That's like the other neighborhood because he used to make it all the time. And ever since they moved in, they've been taking it over.
Oh, that's nice. Less work for your dad. So it's 1-1 here after one. What's your prediction here to go into period 2? What does the team need to do?
Our team needs to get more shots. I mean, it's 4 shots to 7.
Definitely not enough shots. How do they get some more shots?
By making good passes, connecting, by skating into the net, stop throwing away the puck.
There we go. That's Will Butler, Allie and Emma's brother. There he is. We'll see you guys here in a little bit. We'll be live back in 10 minutes. Okay, back live here. Good interview from Will Butler. See if I can find someone else to interview between the second and third period. Will is Allie and Emma's brother, in case I didn't make that clear before. Turned over Johnson, dropping that in the zone. So there's 40 seconds left on this white bear penalty. Power play, I should say. Omen pinching down hard. Throws it in behind the net. Harmer is going to attack. Ooh, Omen's going to pick that thing off. Throws it back to Harmer. Omen behind the net, circling around. Still circling, circle. Working in the net. Omen tries to hit Johnson across the ice. Can't. Good idea. Just Johnson able to get a stick on it. Puck's going to come in deep here. Omen's going to try to whistle this thing out here. Yep. Up and off the board. Here comes Harmer. Harmer will chuck it into the zone deep. So that'll pretty much wrap up that penalty. Hawks able to kill that thing off without much action there. Kohler pinning that up against the boards. Omen and Sturgis pull that one out. Callahan now circling in the middle. And an icing. Hawks not connecting on that pass there. Butler went down. Sturgis dropping it in. Here comes White Bear pushing it up. Hawks back off. Allowing White Bear to get it deep. Butler throws it back to Nienaber. Nienaber off the wall. Can't get a clean ejection out of the zone. Here comes Butler. Allie Butler looking up the ice. It's Kohler. Kohler will drop it in. Moline now on the attack with Callahan. Moline looking around. Trying to hit Dahl up on top. Butler backhands it in. Puck's going to come out. Butler. She's been out there a little while. She might need a change. Omen pulling it out. Omen with some speed if she wants it. Here comes Omen. Working it up. Goes off the wall. Goes deep. Goes on the attack. Omen pulling behind the net. Trying to get it up to the top. Gets walled off. Right there, getting it deep. Omen tackling out in front. She's going to get called for a penalty. Omen probably getting called for interference. She'll be going to the box. Hold. Puck comes out. Hawks are going to have to kill this off here. Harmer on the front side. Offsides, White Bear. So 140 here left on this penalty. Harmer taking this face off here right in front of us. Face off comes back towards the Hawks bench. Harmer. Nice play by Harmer up against the boards. She's fighting. Johnson battling in the corner. Harmer pressuring. White Bear trying to enter the zone. They do. Knee neighbor will back off. There's a shot. Covell kicked that one out in front. White Bear controls. The shot. That goes whistling wide. Don't know if it hit a pad. It got all the way through. There's a slap shot. Slap shot by White Bear, winding up on top. Caitlin Johnson trying to get on the puck. Here comes another shot, probably by White Bear. The shot hits out front. White Bear controlling. Hawks need an exit. Butler. Looks like another White Hawk going in. Butler going to the box. So Callahan, Butler, and Kohler out now. So we got a 5-on-3 for 43 seconds. And then another 117 to kill off. Let's see if the Hawks can muster up a shorthanded. Can't win the faceoff. Emma Butler getting 2 minutes for roughing. Shot, save out front. Save by Cavell. Cavell sliding over, reading that shot really well, and making the save. Oh, you're good. Callahan can win this faceoff here. Callahan can't win that faceoff. Hawks need to win some faceoffs. Shot out front. Kohler trying to get a stick on it. Puck's going to come out. Good job by the Hawks. 23 seconds left, and Omen will be back on the ice, presumably, to kill off the remaining part of this 5-on-4. So 10 seconds here. Hawks. White Bear kind of walking it in. There's a shot. Cavell makes a save. Butler trying to get there to whack it out of there. She does. Good job by Butler. Omen. She'll come off the box. She'll go on the attack. Omen goes on the attack up front. Callahan deep. Omen hustling back. Puck comes across. Tipped aside. Hawks trying to pressure. Omen out in front. Kohler pressuring. And they tip it out. Good job by the Hawks. 50 seconds left here on this power play. Kohler pressuring. Hacking shins. Oh, Callahan pulls that one back. Callahan walking in. Making a couple slick moves. Puck comes behind the net. The White Bear goalie was way out of position. Butler chipping it behind the net. Callahan still active. Omen and Butler retreat. 17 seconds left here. It's a shot deflected by Omen. Omen behind the net, looking up to Butler. She'll pull that back, go off the wall to Harmer. Harmer chips it out. And the Hawks full strength. Butler looking up the ice. Here comes Callahan. Callahan, she'll walk in, fire it. Rocket shot. Omen trying to hold the wall. Along with Dahl. Puck does come out. Harmer floats it in. Hawks onside. They stay on the attack. Bodie holding the line. Puck gets caught up in some White Bear. Long shift here for a few of these Hawks. Moline scans the ice. Go. She'll get it deep. I'd like to see the Hawks do a little bit more of that. Get that thing deep. Get that line and go to work. Some of those simple things. Hawks only with 4 shots on goal at this point. Not mustering up a lot of offense. Bodie pushes it in. Bodie, shoot that. Bodie fires one in that hits a shin. Bodie looking back up to Grillo. Grillo. Here comes Bodie. Bodie can't get it off the wall. Dahl sees Grillo. And Johnson. Our D is pretty open right now. Centered. Puck up in the air. Dahl trying to hang. Knee neighbor now with it to neutral. She'll spin between two white bear plays and drop it in. So I like that. That's a good play. Get it deep. Go back on the attack. Reload. Takes a little bit of a shoulder. She gets tied up. That's the fight that's needed here. Reload in the corner. Johnson now. She gets tied up. Goes up to knee neighbor. Knee neighbor. Yep, just keep it in. Look for opportunities. Look, Hendricks on the attack. She gets tied up. Back to Butler. Butler makes a bit of a move on top. Butler draws a hook. Or draws a. There's a centered, and we'll have a power play coming up as White Bear touches up. So, power play coming up for the Hawks. I don't know if I said that right, but Emma drew a trip along that far wall, and White Bear not touched up, but touched the puck, and that stops play. So 8:43 left in the second, 1-1. Hawks have a power play opportunity here. Seeing a little bit more grind from the Hawks here in the last couple minutes. There's a face-off win. Butler looks over to Kohler. Kohler into Harmer. Harmer bottled up. Finds Kohler. Kohler over to Omen. Omen looks to Callahan in the corner. Callahan circling around, creating some space. She's going to fire it. Clear space. That's off. I don't know what the whistle's for. What? Oh, that's Cavell touches that behind the net. Butler quickly attacked. Oh, up to Kohler. Kohler trying to find some space. Kohler makes a move. Omen now with it. Goes. Omen hits Kohler. Kohler working up the ice. Gets taken down. Now we're going to have a 5-on-3. All right, Hawks will have a 5-on-3 for 117. And then presumably if they don't score, 43 seconds on a 5-on-4. So hopefully Hawks here, let's see if we can win a face-off, pull it back. They do. Just got to get some shots. Shots and attack. Harmer out in front. Omen looks over to Kohler. Kohler over to Omen. Omen, he fires that one. Misses the net. Puck's going to come out. Hawks will reset. Callahan working it up the ice. Callahan weaving through traffic. Kohler back to Omen. Omen throws it to Butler. Butler had the soft pass from Omen. Now she handles it cross. Kohler can't control that. Hawks have it go off their stick and the puck comes out. Here comes Omen. Omen working it up. Omen will fire. Hits the back of a player. Callahan with it. We've got 12 seconds here left on the power play. Callahan weaves through traffic. Off a skate. Kohler. Back to Butler. Butler to Kohler. Kohler in front. Gets tied up. Omen. Back to Callahan. Callahan working it. Centers. Tries to find Kohler. Back to Harmer. Kohler. She'll fire it in. Save. Back to Omen. Omen goes cross to Kohler. Kohler. Callahan working up ice. Whoops. Bodie shot. Save White Bear. Callahan trying to weave through traffic. Knocked off the puck. Here comes White Bear. Puck behind the net. Butler pulls that out. Harmer, or that's Bodie looking up to Omen. Here comes Omen. Omen working it up. Holding the wall. Goes up to Butler. Butler back to Johnson. Johnson just shoot that. Deflected. Centered out front. Puck's loose. And White Bear able to gobble it up. 5:11 here left in the second period. Puck's going to come out. Bodie gets tied up. Bodie kicks it back. Grillo on the attack. Hendricks also. Knee neighbor elects to hold back. Good job, knee neighbor. Here comes Grillo. Grillo creating an opportunity with Johnson. She fires a juicy rebound out front. Hawks not even. Knee neighbor pinches down. There's a backhand. That goes wide. Back to knee neighbor. Puts one in on net. Kicked away. Hawks with some momentum here. Knee neighbor pushes down. Dahl out there. Dahl looks across to Bodie. Bodie fires one in. There's a shot saved. Terwilliger taking the space off. Hawks win that one. Butler backs off. Holds that line. Here comes Butler. Pulls the puck out with some speed. Butler chips it up to Riley Hoffman. Puck comes out here. Butler takes a bit of a shove to the face. There we go. Riley Hoffman pushing it in deep. Puck's going to come out. Terwilliger battling. Terwilliger putting her shoulder down. Tries a little bit of a backhand. That just goes wide. Butler pushing it in. Butler fires one in. Tip. Good shot by Butler out on top. They get pucks on net. Here comes Emma Butler. Emma Butler fires one in. That gets tipped wide. Hawks continue to shoot. That's what they need to start doing here. And White Bear ices it. Hawks unable to control that face-off. White Bear controlling it. They throw it up the wall. Bodie, though, pinches down nice. Good job by Bodie. Still pinching down hard. Grillo trying to hold the puck behind the net. Can't. And they retreat. Icing. Puck comes in deep. Omen hustling. Along with Terwilliger. Terwilliger digging it out of there. Centered. Bodie out in front. Save. Hawks got to recover here. Rebound. There's a shot. Cavell gloves that one. Callahan. That faceoff goes back to White Bear. Shot. Save. All right. Callahan taking the space off. She can pull it back. White Bear able to control that, but able to get it out. Here comes Kohler Sturgis. Breaking it out 2-on-1. Kohler fires that one in. Save. White Bear. Neighbor can't hold it. We'll see if she can retrieve it. Can't hold the line. Neighbor spins back, floats it up to Sturgis. Sturgis just under her stick. 1:39 here left in the second period. White Bear gets it deep. That's icing. That's an ice. Icing waved off. Neighbor goes down. Callahan flips it back to Sturgis. Sturgis flipping up ice. Here comes Kohler. Kohler has Callahan with a shot that goes wide. Callahan walling off the White Bear player. Kohler battling. 1:11 here left in the second. Butler trying to hold the line. Puck does come out. Callahan trying to kick it. Callahan working it up. Working through traffic. Callahan crossed the skate there a little bit. Butler picked that one off in neutral. Good job there by the Hawks. There's a shot off the side of the post. Moline out front. They score! Good hustle there. Hawks. With 39 seconds left here in the second, getting on the board. Great play by Elin Dahl and Moline, creating hustle there by Dahl, creating an opportunity, pulling away from those White Bear players. Good spark there for the Hawks. Moline. So Sonia Moline. 25 seconds left here. Omen will throw it in. Oh, actually she gets. Puck comes back out. Oh, it's still in. I lost it there for a second. There's a shot. Twilliger kicks that one into the corner. See if the Hawks pinch here at the end. Twilliger digging it out of the corner. Emma Butler digging out of the corner. They're going back into the corner. Twilliger behind it. The Hawks salvage a goal there at the end to go up 2-1. We'll be back. Okay, Hawks, here we go. Third period, 17 minutes. Shots on goal are 12 to 14 with the White Bear Lake having that advantage. So we'll see how the Hawks come out here. Me neighbor pulling that one back. Looks up to Sturgis. Sturgis trying to get it off the wall. Callahan has it come off her stick. Kohler goes backhand to try to get it out. Bodie off her shin. Puck centers. Here comes Knee Neighbor. Knee Neighbor up to Kohler. She tried to hit Sturgis. And a one little tap there. Puck comes back off the wall and out. Callahan chips it in deep. Sturgis, Knee Neighbor go out. Bodie hold on the line. White Bear. Moline comes out on the attack. Here comes Butler. Allie Butler up against the wall. Callahan up off the wall. Callahan goes to Bodie. Bodie looking up. Bodie driving it into the back behind the net. Possessing it there with Moline with it. There's a shot that goes through the crease. Moline to Butler. Butler makes a move on top. She'll dive in. She'll fire one in. Save out front. Allie Butler, Emma Butler out there with Harmer, Moline, and face off. White Bear controls that one. Harmer trying to hit Butler. Butler on the top of the circle. Butler to Butler. Butler fires that one in. Moline tried to tip it. Ooh, off the boards. Behind the boards there. Had a moment there of good play by the Hawks on the back check. Butler throws it back to her sister. White Bear with three Hawks around her. Here comes Dahl up against the boards. Grillo after it. Puck comes back in. Butler is up to Dahl. Dahl, get it deep. Into Harmer. Harmer, good job getting it deep. Like to see that continue for the Hawks here. Get possession, get that red line, get it deep. Omen's going to crash down hard. Omen working into the corner. Puck comes back across. Puck comes in deep, hits the White Bear player in the back. Get across the red line, get it deep. Good job, Hendricks. Go on the attack. Johnson, Bodie. Bodie gets it deep. Okay. Oh, that's not a penalty. She lost an edge. If I could hurt there for a second. Hendricks digging it out of there. White Bear trying to get possession of it. Up against the wall to Bodie. Bodie tried to hit Johnson down in the corner. Couldn't. White Bear trying to get it out. Omen throws it back in. Terwilliger on the attack. Puck comes back behind the net. Here comes Callahan and Kohler. Good job by Terwilliger. Hits Kohler. Kohler digging. Kohler shot through the crease. Omen a pinch down. Puck's going to come up and out. Callahan surveying up the ice. White Bear changes a few. Kohler spinning around. Kohler with the move. Kohler working towards the net, grinding. Up to Bodie. Bodie throws it on net, trying to hit Terwilliger and Kohler out front. Can't muster up a shot on net there. Omen cuts that off. Omen digs that out of there. Callahan trying to move it forward. Gets bottled up along the wall. Kohler tried to pressure. Here comes Bodie and Omen. Good job by Bodie. Bodie, some good sticks. Callahan working the wall. Kohler gets it back into neutral. Sturgis on the attack from behind the net. Bodie will push it up the wall to Kohler. Kohler engages there. Callahan goes up to Kohler. Kohler, oh man, Omen had a chance to shoot down the middle. She'll go for a change. Good job by Sturgis coming in. Knee neighbor. That's Harmer. Harmer working it in. Through the crease. Shot. Rebound. All right, Hawks working some positive momentum here. Here comes Knee Neighbor. Knee Neighbor defends. Dahl picks that up, tries to hit Harmer. Harmer making a move on the blue line, kicks it forward. Butler shoots and saved. Kicked away by the White Bear goalie. Here comes White Bear. Knee Neighbor, deflected. Knee Neighbor and Butler were backing off. Here comes White Bear. Good body positioning there by the Hawks. Not allowing puck possession into the zone. Moline with one of the goals tonight, along with Caitlin Johnson. Chipped ahead now, icing on net. Hawks. There's a shot off the side of the net. Harmer. There's a shot. Butler gaining possession there. Shot one that hit a player out front. Puck gets deflected back in the middle. Omen can't handle that one. Puck was in the air. Omen will pull that back. Look up the ice. Surveys. Goes up to Hendricks. Carrillo, got to get it deep here. Johnson, get it deep. She does. Hawks simplifying things a little bit, just getting it deep, looking for opportunities. Hendricks. Omen's going to get a look. Omen fires one in. Butler hits Omen. Hawks need to settle it down a little bit here. Callahan now with it. Or not Callahan on the ice. Omen will defend. She'll go back and pull the puck off the wall, put the brakes on. She'll back up the wall. Puck comes back in. Butler and Omen behind the net now. Need to get Callahan a shot here. Puck comes back in. Omen will retrieve again. She'll put on the brakes, trying to dig it out of there. And that'll be a nice. Oh, no icing. Carrillo, first to the puck. Callahan dives in towards the net, up to Bodie. Bodie tipped out in front. Bodie, deflected shot, back to Callahan. Callahan quickly bottled up to Neighbor. Shoot it. Neighbor puts one on net, that goes wide. Bodie, she dives in, puts one on net. Neighbor, she pinches down. Good job by Neighbor. Kohler, Bodie, getting some shoulders in. Here comes Callahan. Callahan looking up the ice. Nice little sauce pass up to Kohler. Kohler breaks out. Kohler goes backhand. Can't close that one. Centered out front. Neighbor tried to get a shot off on that. Couldn't. Here comes White Bear pushing it up. They shoot one. That goes wide. Shots now even. Kohler had that go off her stick. Callahan trying to exit the zone. Hawks tipped. That's not an ice, no way. But it's on net, so Hawks will change everybody. Good pressure out by Sturgis. That's the pressure they need. Destroying some of those things as they come out of the zone. Turned over. Puck comes back in the zone. Ping-ponged around here. Butler off the wall to Sturgis. Sturgis can handle that one. Butler trying to hold the line. Butler battling along the red line there. Pucks get it deep. Hawks get it deep. And then puck comes up against the wall. Butler trying to hold it. Can't. Emma Butler will have to retrieve it. Butler loses an edge. And she tried to dig in there. Could have been a little bit of bad ice, maybe an edge. Sturgis looking across. She'll get it deep. Sturgis, good job by Hazel. Get it deep, go on the attack. Again, seems to be a bit of a theme here for the Hawks to start the third period, which is evaporating here quickly. 7:30 left in the third. Shots now 15-15. Bodie dives into the zone, leaves it for Omen on the short side, back to Johnson. Johnson fires that one in. Puck's loose behind the net. Good pressure by the Hawks. We continue to see that. Ooh, Johnson taking a little bit of a shoulder. Here comes White Bear. They chip it out. Omen will get to the puck first. With some speed behind the net. Omen bottled up, tries to get to the Moline. Moline got tied up. Omen with a stick to try to get it out of there. She'll race back. 6:44 here left. Owen kicks it to Johnson. Johnson to Hendricks. Hendricks looking up ice. Moline at the end of her shift had nothing left in the tank there to pursue. Owen's still out there. Trying to bottle that one up. Me neighbor. She spins behind the net. Through Kohler's skate. The puck's going to come out. Kohler on the attack. Icing waved off. Callahan. She works it in. Callahan tried to work off the wall. She gets bottled up. Butler tries to get it deep. She can't. That gets deflected. Here comes White Bear. And she's at the end of her shift. Good stick by Kohler. Kohler. Nice D by Kohler there, pressuring. Kohler finds the puck. Up against the wall. Grillo trying to get it deep. Good job by Grillo. Again, Hawks working hard here, getting it deep, setting things up, trying to create some offensive opportunities. Here comes Callan. Hand pass called on the Hawks. So with 5:31 here left in the third, Hawks will reset. We'll roll out Omen and Butler. We'll have a face-off. Looks like the middle of the ice. Hawks trying to control a face-off. Can't. White Bear trying to exit the zone. Omen will pull that thing behind the net. Put the brakes on. Go off the boards to Butler. Butler up the ice. It's a White Bear player. Harmer too strong. Icing. So we'll bring it back this way. 5:07 here left. Shot save for Bell. Harmer can't control that face-off. Hawks again. Good block by Hawks out on top. Here comes Butler. Butler working up the ice. Finds Harmer. Harmer centers it. Shot deflected out front. Bouncing puck. Good play there by Harmer and Butler. Creating off that. Johnson taking this face off. Me neighbor gets it deep. 4:35 here left. Ooh, puck's loose out in front. Sturgis picks that up, centers it. Bodie, shoot it, Bodie. Bodie trying to deflect it out front. Puck score. Hawks able to get the puck to the net. Go up 3-1. Looks like Hendricks coming through. Sturgis. Hawks creating some chaos in front of the net. Brooke Hendricks getting her first, I'm assuming, varsity goal of her career. I saw the puck go into the coach's hand. Awesome for her. Me neighbor holding that one around. Me neighbor up to Johnson. Johnson making a little move up to Hendricks. Hendricks works forward. She centers it. Gets bottled up there by White Bear. White Bear moving it out now. Good job by Knee Neighbor. Knee Neighbor, good play. Knee Neighbor again.
Straight to the Whitehawks. Number 29, Brooke Hendricks. First assist to number 8, Hazel Sturgis. Second assist to number 18, Brenna Bodie. Time to goal 12:33.
Turned over behind the net by the Hawks. There's a shot. Whistled aside by White Bear. They missed the net on a point blank range shot. Johnson working up, tries to hit Moline. She does. Get to that red line. Moline working it in. She gets it deep. Here comes Callahan. Butler. Turned over in the corner. Or not turned over. Oh, Butler takes a shot. She goes into the wall. Callahan kicking that one forward into the zone. Up and around. Butler will pinch down. Kohler trying to get it deep. Getting kicked around a little bit. Reload goes to Butler. Butler hits Callahan. Callahan enters. Loses the puck. Back. Kohler finds it on her stick. Where'd it go? There it is. Puck comes out. Butler goes up to Kohler. Kohler. Callahan finds it on her stick. Callahan. Shot. Nice shot there by Callahan. Goalie made the save. Hurt a little bit of plastic. Yeah, found the goalie's mask. Good job by Kohler. Butler trying to dig it out of there. Butler holds the line. Good play by Allie. 2:30 left here. Butler backs off. Spins back around. Two White Bear players run into each other. Turn over the puck. Here comes Grillo. Grillo had it knocked off her stick. Harmer pursues it. Trying to hit it up to Butler. Was open on the point. Couldn't get it up to her. Butler off the boards. Dempsey. Twilliger. She fires one in. That gets kicked away. Oman will come off. Or come in. Oman up to Harmer. Harmer to Twilliger. Twilliger. Which just tries to go back to Harmer. That'll be an ice. Nope, icing waved up. Hawks on it. First to the puck. Good job, Hawks. Continuing to pressure. Kicked around a little bit. Johnson trying to get it. Oman on the attack there. She's on the front side. Puck comes all the way down. Tipped with just over a minute left here. Bodie up the wall. To Dempsey. Dempsey. Puck's going to come back in. Bodie. Good stick by Marion. Oman gets knocked down. Oman will pull the puck up. Oman up the ice. As it knocked off her stick. Here comes Bodie. Bodie in with 30 seconds left here. Puck comes into the zone. Sturgis on the attack. Oman will pull that off the wall. She'll look up the ice. She'll go to Johnson. And then through to Dempsey. Dempsey. She'll dive in. She gets pinned up against the boards. 15 seconds left here. That'll wrap it up. Next game for these guys. Monday. Monday at 1:45. We'll be at the same place. Then they play Tuesday at 4, same place.